Well, we are here. It's December 30th, 2025. It's Tuesday. It's the second to last day of the year. Looking forward to 2026. Excited to see what the year has to offer, essentially. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. During the 11 a.m. hour, I hopped on the air and played the sounder for the Bad Omens, Beartooth, and President ticket giveaway at the Delta Center on Sunday, February 22nd. Shout out to John winning his tickets to the show. We still got plenty of pairs to give away, so make sure to listen extra intently. Make sure to listen all day, every day this week for your chance to win those tickets. And then Friday, we'll be launching another giveaway for another major concert happening even sooner than the Bad Omens one. Very excited for all these shows set for next year in 2026. I'm going to warn you now, there is no To Peach Their Own later this afternoon during the 4 p.m. hour, only because this morning I was working on my top 10 songs of 2025. I already talked about my top 10 albums of the year with the one, the only Metal Burb. That video is on our Facebook as well as our YouTube, KBear101RMG. I decided to do my top 10 songs, so I was quickly going to my Spotify, looked at my top songs of the year, found out which one was easily number one. It was kind of hard to lay out the rest of them, and then I ended up with 11 songs somehow, so I did a top 11 instead. And I'm going to play those songs for you during the 4 p.m. hour instead of To Peach Their Own. I figured we would just do an hour of like an old-fashioned radio countdown. Hi, I'm Casey Kasem. That type of crap. At number 7, we got Sleep Token. No, Sleep Token is a part of the list. So is Youngblood. I won't want to spoil too much. I don't want to spoil too much. So you'll be hearing that during the 4 p.m. hour. And you'll be hearing some other random crap that I'll be talking about throughout the afternoon here, leading up to Hard Drive XL with the one, the only Lou Brutus at 7. Peach's Pit Party will return here in just a few on K-Bear 101. So any single time I book a flight to go back home, stories like planes falling out of the sky, planes failing, people acting up on planes pop up. This is one of them where a person acted very unruly on a Frontier Airlines flight recently, but they got their punishment. This particular passenger was fined $25,500. Why not just $25,000? I don't know why they had to add the extra $500, maybe to also send a message like the cherry on top. I don't know, but apparently this passenger was yelling at those around her, was misbehaving during the flight instructions. No, she refused to follow crew instructions and behaved in a way that interfered with the safe operation of the aircraft. How bad do you have to act up in order to get fined by a flight company? I don't know, what do you call it? An airline. Airline. Thank you. I keep forgetting words, and it sounds so stupid. Crew members attempted to de-escalate the situation, but the passenger continued to act out, prompting further intervention. Now, did they just send that bill to her in the mail? Like they do if they catch you on camera doing something illegal. Those cameras at intersections where you run a red light? Sure enough, you see a bright flash, and the next thing you know, a couple days later, you get a ticket in the mail that you ran the red light. Did that happen to this lady? There was just a screenshot of her acting up on the plane, gets billed $25,500. That's a ton of money. How bad, again, did this person act up on a plane? And it also says this is the first of many if people continue to act up on flights, which is actually awesome to see. You just got to get on the plane, sit there, wait to get to your destination, and then you get off the plane. Simple as that. We talked about this on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, which, by the way, you can hear today's noon hour available on demand wherever you get your podcasts, places like Spotify, Apple, etc., even our YouTube, KBear101RMG. We were talking about the whole anti-AI crowd, the anti-AI crusade. The loudest people on the internet right now are those pointing out different AI slop across the internet. And one person named Micah shared this very, very special message to those anti-AI people. It says here, to those of you that love to say, quit using AI, you're killing the planet in response to every photo, ranging from sparkling jumpsuits to literally any other AI photo, y'all can stop now. If someone creates an AI photo every single day for a month, it is an extremely low impact in comparison to everyday activities such as streaming videos, using social media daily, cloud photo backups, online gaming, even basic emails and ads loading. So when you comment, "Stop using AI slop, you're killing the planet," welcome to the club. There's a lot of other reasons to also hate AI. I just liked this because we were talking about that one lady on Twitter who shared a notepad screenshot that said loser bands who use AI, and she was listing all these giant bands on there. Some of them only ever used AI for like an Instagram post that was funny. Like Electric Callboy, they made a post about they basically had AI put a whole bunch of Santa hats on them, but it messed up their faces so they looked different. And I guess that triggered a whole bunch of people to go, "Yeah, I'm ashamed of you guys. You guys are degenerates and a whole bunch of losers. I'm never listening to you again." You know, it's like, it's just calm down. It's one picture. That's it. I remember when I posted the Studio Ghibli edit of Victor, Jade, myself, and Lou Brutus, and people, just like 2 people lost their minds. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? This is, I know the artist was kind of saying like, "Oh, I don't really like this type of thing," but there was no need to be so mad. Yeah, really, no need. AI is here to stay, unfortunately. As bad as that sounds, it is here to stay. People are going to use it more and more and more. And it's only going to get better in a sense that the AI will get better at being able to do various things. It's not like it's going to magically leave if you comment AI slop on 5 different videos. I do love those memes that I see, by the way, of someone. People were saying to comment like AI slop on someone's baby picture they just uploaded on Facebook. I thought that was pretty funny. But the anti-AI crusade, sorry, but AI is here to stay. All right. I've talked about that subreddit on the show before, r/stupid food. Just dumb looking food. People go the extra mile when it comes to certain dishes, and it's quite annoying almost. They only ever do it because of social media. Like, why does your dish need truffle and gold flakes? Because they want to be extra expensive, and they also want to stand out compared to other dishes. You know, again, social media, getting clicks, views, comments, etc., getting engagement. Well, I was reading this article here about this celebrity chef. They were at this thing called a cryo show. It's a flashy cryo show, and it was led by an unnamed celebrity chef. Now, the whole thing was that you were served drinks that were chilled with liquid nitrogen, a substance commonly used in professional kitchens, but extremely dangerous if consumed before it fully evaporates. So the chef used liquid nitrogen to rapidly cool the drinks while creating a dramatic fog-like effect. Guests laughed and filmed as the mist poured over the cups, unaware of the danger. At one point, a 38-year-old guest named Sergey allegedly was encouraged to drink the cocktail immediately. Shows him drinking the cocktail, and then I believe he spits it out, but overall, it ruptures the dude's stomach. It completely ruptures it. Witnesses says guests were never warned about the risks of consuming liquid nitrogen, nor instructed to wait for it to fully evaporate. Emergency services were called as Sergey clutched his stomach in agony. Oh, jeez, I can only imagine that pain. Stomach pain. Like when you have food poisoning and your stomach feels like it's being tied into a knot or like run out like a towel, it sucks, dude. It really does. The one time I went to a salad bar, I'm not going to name the name of the place, but it's a pretty well-known business around these parts. And yeah, I had some of their salad. Ended up having some various stomach issues. Nothing like this guy. Man ruptures stomach. Oh man, got to be careful. Just drink something normal. Use ice cubes. Those are safe. Well, isn't that a surprise? NFL players getting themselves in trouble. Stefon Diggs, the chef of Stefon Diggs, claims the NFL star slapped and choked her over salary dispute. According to the narrative, the female employee first went to the police on December 16th and stated that she was working as a private chef on December 2nd when Stefon Diggs entered her unlocked bedroom to discuss an ongoing text exchange between the two over money she believed she was owed. The woman claims during the conversation, Diggs became angry and smacked her across the face. She said she attempted to push him away, but he then tried to choke her using the crook of his elbow around her neck. Ugh. Dicey stuff. She claims Diggs was behind her with his arm wrapped around her, and she felt like she had trouble breathing, could have blacked out when she tried to pry herself away. She claims Diggs tightened his grip. So there's that going on for Stefon Diggs. And then I see another story here about the same player. Stefon Diggs facing strangulation assault charges, denies the allegation. Jake Paul, no, let's skip that stupid story. I hate it when TMZ tries to put out some dumb article about somebody that just there doesn't need to be an article. Like, if Jake Paul actually did something newsworthy there, then yeah. But it says Jake Paul wishes Jutta Leerdam happy birthday. Yippee! Trevon Diggs. Is it Trevon Diggs? Trevon Diggs? I don't know how you say his name. He was released by the Dallas Cowboys ahead of the regular season finale. Imagine that. A bad day for the Diggs family just got worse. Not long after news broke about Stefon Diggs when he was hit with the strangulation and assault charges we just talked about in connection to that alleged incident earlier this month, the Dallas Cowboys have now released his brother, Trevon Diggs, ahead of their regular season finale against the New York Giants. The team confirmed the news on Tuesday today, which means the former first-team All-Pro will go through the waiver wire, and if he goes unclaimed, will become a free agent for anyone to scoop up. Didn't he have that TV fall on him to give him a concussion? I know. I thought that happened recently. Was that all made up? Should I look that up real fast just to see Trevon Diggs concussion TV? Yep, Dallas Cowboys cornerback Trevon Diggs suffered a concussion earlier this season when a large ceiling-mounted TV pole fell on his head as he tried to be a handyman at home. Yeah, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update here today with that hilarious, terrible ending right here on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. You know how we talk about companies going belly up all the time. Airlines, tech startups, maybe a restaurant or two. But the nation's biggest porta potty company just filed for bankruptcy and wants to flush, pun intended, $2.4 billion of debt down the drain. I'm not making that up. Let that sink in for a second. The largest owner of porta potties in the entire United States. The folks who supply those little blue rooms at concerts, festivals, construction sites, even the Super Bowl, those porta potties, they're now in Chapter 11. It's wild to think that the business so many of us cursed at while waiting in line one summer is now reorganizing under court supervision because the debt got that heavy. They say it comes down to all the money they borrowed to grow bigger, plus inflation and a slowdown in construction. Suddenly, it was like, well, maybe we bit off more than we could chew, or in this case, more than we could flush, right? And the kicker, the plan, if the court signs off, is basically to wipe out a ton of that debt and hand control over to the lenders. So private equity that owned the company, poof, gone, like it never existed. Only in America. You've got blue-collar workers, all those porta potties at events you and I have used, and they're wrapped up in one of the year's messiest financial restructurings. Isn't that crazy? I just found that funny. All right, Hollywood Undead, here's Savior. 2025 was a great year for Florida crimes. Those typical Florida man stories. What news site is this? CBS 12, they put together their best of Florida Man 2025. Spring kicked off with a classic Florida Man moment. This one man in a full clown costume, he was arrested for trespassing. After a brief struggle, the clown was arrested and resisting arrest. Body cam video shows the moment officers told the man he looks like a clown. I thought that was pretty funny. A high-speed chase ended with a Florida man offering deputies a vodka spritzer mid-pursuit. They just declined it. Video shows that he was tased while puffing on a cigarette, proving that multitasking is not always a life skill. You know, August, there was some Smokey the Bear signs that were stolen. There was that whole thing. And this was probably the biggest one of the year. Tallahassee police. I always have a tough time saying that. Tallahassee police arrested a Chuck E. Cheese mascot mid-shift after discovering the man behind the mouse had an outstanding warrant. Body cam footage captured the moment. Kids watched their beloved character get cuffed. Childhood ruined. It even says here, Chucky, no, as someone's yelling that in the background of the video. Oh, yeah, I remember this story. September, a neighborly feud escalated when a man allegedly cooked his pet peacocks to spite his neighbor. The arrest report reads like a dark comedy script. Oh, man. Florida never ceases to amaze everyone. And it always provides content for this radio show in slow times like this, where everything is shut down until next year. Again, Florida, thank you. Thank you for being weird. So this is where the radio show is going to get a bit confusing for those that are going to be listening to the podcast version of this episode here. For those who will be listening to the podcast version, you'll just hear me talking, and that's literally it. Transitions in between my breaks, talking on the air. What happens on the live radio show, of course, there's music, there's commercials, there's all of that. So during the 4 p.m. hour, I'm counting down the top 11 tracks, top 11 favorite tracks of mine from 2025, because I figured why not do that to sort of end the year. You know, it is December 30th. Tomorrow is going to be New Year's Eve. We'll have January 1st off, and then we'll be back on the 2nd, Friday. So, yeah, I figured why not end 2025 with some of the greatest tracks, in my opinion, of the year, which I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with what I chose. But again, it's my list. It's my show. I'll be uploading the reel, the summary of all the tracks that I chose, and you can disagree with me in the comments section if you'd like. You can call in at 208-535-1015 and disagree with me. But the only reason why I chose 11 is because I had all these songs written down, and then I realized, oh, yeah, it's there's 11 tracks there, not 10. And then I couldn't get rid of any single one of them because they were all just so good. So I just said, you know what? Screw it. Let's do top 11 instead of top 10. So I'm starting off the hour with number 11 coming up here soon, and then we'll count down from there. And who knows, maybe it'll leak into the 5 p.m. hour. I'll have to keep track of it. Or if I can actually squeeze it, the entire thing during the 4 p.m. hour, that would be fantastic. So, yeah, there's that to look forward to here on Peach's Pit Party. But if you're listening again to the podcast version of this show, there's going to be none of that. It's just going to be me talking. So I apologize. If you want to stream us, do so on the K-Bear 101 app. That way you get the full K-Bear experience. Let's play some I Prevail into Hell. I know I already talked about this subject matter, but it is a slower news day, and I'm seeing more and more of it. Just people trying their best to be controversial online for engagement on their posts. You know, I talked about this Guardian podcast. I don't know exactly what it is, but one of the dudes on there was like, yeah, one of the worst records of the year was Sleep Tokens even in Arcadia. It sounds like Maroon 5 with an iron deficiency. Oh, I'm so cool. You know, people are getting upset. I mean, we had loyal listener John post a meme of the 4 Horsemen of Yeah, I'm Not Listening to That album. And it's Ronnie Radke, Ghost, Slaughter to Prevail, and Sleep Token in one picture. So many people were upset about it. Just his opinion, right? It's just rage bait. That's exactly what it is. And what's even funnier is a lot of people didn't even know who Ghost was. They're like, who's that band in the top right? I don't recognize them. Like, some people just hear a Ghost song for a little bit and they go, wow, that band sucks. They have no idea what other songs Ghost has or what they even look like. They're just like, yeah, my whole personality now online is to hate the band Ghost. There's a lot of Sleep Token haters out there, but at the same time, there's a lot more people who are giant fans of Sleep Token. I mean, they had the best-selling tour this entire year with that Even in Arcadia tour. That thing sold out so fast. I mean, I forgot exactly how much money it raised. I think it was like $2-point-something million. I mean, even Thornhill, who opened up for Sleep Token on that tour, decided to drop out of the Landmarks tour and then join Sleep Token for that tour, just so they would have more exposure to a whole lot more people in stadiums across the country because of Sleep Token being that massive. One of the biggest bands. I'm wondering how people are going to portray Sleep Token like 20, 30 years from now. Are they going to be like, oh, that's the band that changed rock forever, that changed metal forever? They were this like unique band from back in the day that was highly controversial because you had people complaining they're not metal. Then you had people saying they're life changing. I mean, who knows? But rage bait on the internet is also addicting to comment on and all that crap. Just be careful. Be careful fighting back in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. We did get a few moderation alerts that I saw. I had to delete a couple of comments because they're dropping F-bombs in there. You know, can't do that. But please, join the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group if you haven't joined yet. All right, this guy had to be way fatter than me. I was reading this here story about this dude suing Outback Steakhouse. He's in Florida, goes to the bathroom during his dinner. He was on a handicapped toilet when the seat suddenly shattered and collapsed while he was doing his business, resulting in injury. The guy's name is Michael Green. He said he suffered severe bodily injury during the incident at an Outback Steakhouse location. According to the lawsuit, the injuries include significant and permanent loss of an important bodily function and loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life. What does that even mean? Loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life. The restaurant's accused of negligence in failing to ensure the toilet was properly secured to the floor. According to the complaint, he's seeking $50,000 in damages. I heard Victor talking about this story this morning, saying this is a reason why you should only use the bathroom at your home. I mean, this is one of those 1 in a billion cases. I have never once in my entire life ever heard of a toilet shattering below somebody. Knocking on wood. Watch. I say that now, and it's going to happen to me. And it'll happen like at my girlfriend's place or something like that. All of a sudden, she hears a big crack and then plop on the floor. And then I'm screaming for help. I got to go to the emergency room because I shattered something. I shattered the toilet seat, which sent shards of porcelain into my butt. Okay, forget it. Let's just move on. Let's play some Thornhill Mercia. Again, the intro is not working because the studio is mostly working, but some parts broke when the whole studio went haywire, you know. But this is today's What the Headline story. A thief returns stolen mandolins to New Jersey guitar store with an apology note. Apparently he was drunk. Yeah. Changed his tune after he sobered up, returned the 2 mandolins that he had previously stolen. In the note, it says, sorry, been drunk. Or what does it say? Sorry, I been drunk. Merry Christmas. You are good man. That's what it says. The 2 mandolins are back where they should be. Isn't that nice? Such an anticlimactic What the Headline today on K-Bear 101. Unfortunately, I have not watched a single episode of season 5 of Stranger Things. I just haven't had the time to do so. Any single time I have time to myself, I just instead play games on the computer, you know, do some things that I can't really do outside of, you know, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend or I'm, working on chores around the house or something, whatever it may be. I'm always doing something other than watching Stranger Things season 5. And I know I need to watch it, even though the reviews for it have been extremely low. People are excited for the season finale. It's coming to theaters, and then I also think it's coming to Netflix tomorrow night. And, well, here's the thing. Our local theaters are not showing it, unfortunately. You'll have to travel down to, like, Salt Lake City. I didn't really know about this until I shared a meme in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rocky Metal Facebook group, basically making fun of Netflix. You have to hit I'm traveling if you want to access your Netflix in another household, and then you got to go on your email and verify that you traveled, and then you get access to your account. It's so annoying, right? Netflix was, of course, quote unquote hemorrhaging money, but then they try buying Warner Brothers for like $90 billion or something like that. Well, anyway, the meme that I shared was an empty movie theater that says this TV isn't part of your Netflix household. Yeah, it's in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rocky Metal Facebook group. Someone commented saying, are you actually going out of town to watch it? Of course not. I'm not going out of town during this time of the year. February is already going to be a gamble. I can't imagine what late December, early January is going to be like, trying to travel out of town, trying to drive on that Malad Pass. Oh, the one time I did that during the winter is the one and only time I'll ever do that. I'm never doing that again. I'll stick to watching Stranger Things. Hopefully I can watch an episode or 2 tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I've seen the reviews. I think it's almost gotten spoiled for me a couple of times online. Don't be that jerk that uploads a TV show spoiler on the internet. D-bag of the day material right there. Anyway, let's play some Royal Bliss by my side. K-Bear 101. Apparently it's a horrible thing to wear jeans if you're playing competitive chess. I've seen the stories in the past about Magnus Carlsen, who is one of the best, if not the best, chess player in the world. He wears jeans all the time, and it really makes the chess officials upset. And it's funny how it got pointed out in this headline here. Twitch streamer Magnus Carlsen has won his 20th world chess title while wearing jeans. Like, do dress pants really make all that much of a difference? I mean, who cares? Who honestly cares? Who was that politician that kept showing up to places with just wearing a sweatshirt? No, it was a sweater. It was a hoodie. A hoodie with basketball shorts, and people were so upset by that. I mean, who cares? People celebrate Adam Sandler for doing so. You would think the Hollywood executives would be upset for Adam Sandler dressing like Adam Sandler. But they're not really saying much. They're just saying it's a part of his appeal. Meanwhile, he has millions and millions of dollars. Tons. Magnus Carlsen just wants to be comfortable. All right? It's better to be comfortable than formal in all the cases. I can't imagine being that guy who is in charge of the transportation department when he was all like, hey, stop wearing your pajamas to the airport. People can wear their pajamas. When it's not the 1940s, we're not going to wear our best suits and dresses to go on an airplane. How stupid is that? How about instead you update the planes to where there's actually room in between customers, room in between passengers. There's plenty of leg room for everybody. You don't have to pay $30 for 10 extra inches of leg room. You know, it sucks when I have to fly in an airplane because then I have to sit next to someone. Luckily, the person I'm sitting next to this time is my girlfriend, so I don't mind, sitting next to her. But regular customers, or regular passengers, I keep saying customers, regular passengers on flights, they don't want to be cuddle buddies with me. And I feel bad, but the seats are just that small, and I feel like pretty soon we'll start to see those standing seats. We talked about those, I think, earlier this year, where you'll have to stand the entire flight, and then maybe have to pay a premium to be able to sit down. Oh, I really hate the future we're heading towards. Like the nickel and diming of everything, especially on flights, is so ridiculous. I should not have to pay $90 for a carry-on bag, right? It's utterly absurd. Another break of just me complaining about certain things. I apologize. We'll wrap the show up here soon. Well, tomorrow is the final day of 2025. It is true what your parents say. The older you get, the faster the time goes by. This year flew by. 2024 also flew by. It just doesn't feel real to me. It doesn't. Justin made a great post on the 105 The Hawk Facebook page saying, doesn't it feel weird that it doesn't feel like Christmas just came and went? It feels weird, right? I don't know. Anyway, tomorrow is the last day of the year. We'll go into 2026 Wednesday night into Thursday. So that's somewhat exciting, I guess. I will see you tomorrow. I'll leave you with Electric Callboy, Tans Need, Peach out. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.